All right, it looks like, hey, we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome to Collapsing with Casey. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Today's this week's title. I pull up my notes. I can't ever remember. I got to pull up my notes here. It's about plastic. That's all I remember. Jesus. Yeah, the tastiest plastic foods on the go. Goes without saying, right? There is fossil fuels are in everything. All these people that are talking about, oh, we're going to get rid of fossil fuels. We got to get rid of fossil. We got to. Well, I mean, we're running out. We're running out. So that's going to happen, but not by choice. Anybody that thinks that we're going to, stop in it, and then they say that, oh, if we stop now, everything will go back to normal. Anyway, I've got a bunch of notes to go over with you guys. So I will get into what all I've got a lot of rants, man. I took a lot of notes this week. It's ridiculous. We eat a credit card in plastic every week. Fossil fuels are literally used to make everything. It's in all of us. It's in our bloodstream. It's in all the animals. It's in the oceans. It's in all the ocean aquatic wildlife. It's in, even a fucking bear, when you throw your shit out, not you or I, but shitty people throw your shit out on the street, whatever animal is going to happen upon that trash, they're going to dig through it. They're going to eat, fucking a candy bar wrapper, they're just going to eat the whole thing, right? Because it tastes really good. We've literally annihilated in every fucking way. We've annihilated the fucking planet. God, the audacity of people. Before I get there, I just want to say, we'll soon have murdered the entire planet, 7.9 billion human beings, literally murdering an entire planet. Will we get to 8 billion? I don't think so. I'm asking myself and answering my own question. Will we get to 8 billion? I don't think so. I think too many people are going to die this summer. Of course, with our sperm is really low, not just mine. We have literally damaged our own species, and amongst all the other species that we've already killed, 150 to 200 species per day on average since prior to 2010. And I guarantee it was a lot longer. It was happening a lot longer before 2010. That was just when the United Nations started counting it. And then you have all these fucking people blaming, like, I hate Biden. Don't get me wrong. I hate Biden. He's right up there with all the rest of them for me, Trump included. Trump may have been the nastiest, but they're all nasty in their own way, and they all fuck us over in their own way, no matter what. So I don't really want to compare apples to apples, other than I really don't know if I hate. I think I still hate Trump a little more, but I don't. It doesn't even fucking matter. It just doesn't even fucking matter. And then people are saying that there's plenty of oil. Joe Biden's fault is going up. There's oil is going up everywhere. It always has and will. It will always be running out until we do run out. I just want to say to those people that said there's plenty of oil, well, then go get a sharp stick, go outside your office or your apartment building, your house, poke around in the yard a little bit with your big pointy stick in the ground, and tell me how much fucking oil you find. Oil is not fucking everywhere, and I'm glad that it's going away, because we need to go away. We suck. We are terrible stewards of the land, and to even be told by some stupid book that we are the stewards of the land, that is asinine self-righteousness in itself that is just disgusting, utter bullshit. Um, you know, yeah, and besides all this, oh, I wanted to talk about this too. You know, more about the dumbass people who think that turning off fossil fuels will save us. Like Michael Mann says shit like that. A fucking idiot. He's got a bunker somewhere for sure. But Professor Tim Garrett made me laugh. He commented somebody on Twitter that was saying just shut down fossil fuels. Tim just replied simply, "How do we eat?" That was it. I thought that was funny. Yep, because like I was saying earlier, literally everything is made up of fossil fuels. That electric car that you drive, hey, good on you, good on you. But those tires, the rubber hoses, the plastic, all of that shit is made from fucking fossil fuels. It's just, and then of course, yeah, we all here on this channel know about the aerosol masking effect. So great, yeah, turn off your fossil fuels. Let's run out of fuel. We're gonna that no matter what, we're about to run out of fuel. Whether we can't afford it, it's only hoarded. The last bit they're just hoarded by governments and militaries. We know is what's going on, and that's why there's not much left for us to divvy up unless we pay a lot for it. The aerosol masking effect, like John McPherson, I think the other day called it the biggest secret hidden climate information. Yeah, it is a secret. Once we stop pumping all those pollutants up into the sky and burning all that fuel, the aerosols fall out within a few days and heat the planet by a degree or so. That's a whole nother effect that's probably pretty equal to the loss of Arctic sea ice altogether. And those are two separate events, and we're on the cusp of both of those events. So like Guy says, there's 1,000 cuts coming at us to kill us. I say there's hundreds of thousands of cuts coming at us, cuts we've already been cut. We don't even realize we're bleeding from yet. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look, everywhere you think, sending your kid to public school, putting them on the yellow bus, indoctrinate them into the school system. As we dumb down each generation, that is over and over again, that is another self-reinforcing feedback loop that is driving us to stupidity, aka another extinction event, another level of extinction. Yeah, I feel a big cry coming on. I haven't cried in a long time. It's been maybe a year or more. I don't really know or remember or why. I will tell you this. I've always known this information. I had a gut feeling. I didn't have the facts that I have had in the last few years, especially thanks to Guy McPherson. But I knew to never had kids, never did. So I've always just wondered why. I've always just wondered. We don't have very much time. There's no reason to have kids. So I've known this, but my friends, there's friends out there that I care about. My wife, especially, obviously, number one, my wife. I'm starting to feel that heaviness of she is going, which I've obviously had this going on for some time. And my friends and a lot of you guys, I mean, do these Zooms every week and we hang out a lot. We talk on the phone. I've met some people, some of you guys. So there's gonna be a time, I don't know when, but I feel it building where I'm going to just fucking collapse and cry. That's gonna be really heavy. But to go back to my crying, like the first time I met Guy, met him for lunch because he was passing through Atlanta. And I already knew enough. I'd watched enough of his videos and all that, because I'd already known before I found him. I knew we were on a bad trajectory very quickly, but I couldn't find out any really information to go along with my thesis. And finding guys' work, it showed me that I was right all along, even more so than I thought. And I learned a lot that I didn't know, obviously. And then after I met Guy, I cried for like 3 days. I cried in the shower. I cried driving home and to and from work. I cried at work. I met him on a Sunday. A couple of my coworkers knew I was meeting him, and so they came in Monday morning and asked me, "Did you meet Guy?" And I couldn't even talk. I just bust into tears, and I couldn't even talk for a long time. I didn't really get much out um, that day. Once once I got it out, you know, obviously I do the work day. I did all my work and concentrated on that. That's what I was there to do. Um, so yeah, I don't cry a lot, but yeah, the last time I cried like that. That's probably the most I've ever cried. I cried for 3 days. I cried longer over other people's deaths and stuff like that. Longer, I guess. But just thinking back, yeah, that was really heavy, and it was already, like I said, stuff I knew, and it just validated meeting him for the first time. Just validated everything that I had felt and watched of his videos and read of his work and the journals, the peer-reviewed journals he references. Looking at that, that's all really really heavy. Um, the moment that Americans figure out climate death is real, they'll just angrily shoot their fucking guns up in the sky, right? Because we live in this country where we think everything can be solved by a bullet. Every problem will be solved by a bullet. So they're just gonna fucking shoot the heat away or something. I don't fucking know, man. What a stupid place to live and collapse, and just see how dumb people can be maintained through media. It's really sick. It's really disgusting. The joke the joke was always on the public. Um, Always has been, always will be. I want in a little bit of philosophy here. I feel like nature is suicidal. Nature she's gone through cycles and has wiped out life in natural cycle. And even though what we're doing to the planet could be maybe argued as natural because we're a natural being, we're created, we're human animals, like Guy says. We are nature created us. Well, in creating us, nature created the absolute final extinction of nature, any life form that can, any life that can be on Earth. And I'm really glad I met the folks from the No Longer Right to Exist, and in any pro suicide, uh, my body, my choice kind of group. I appreciate that because you know these are the few people that really understand that life isn't always all that precious. My life, looking back, was mostly pain in the ass. I hated it. A lot of suffering, a lot of doing a lot of stuff that I didn't want to or never would want to do. But I've spent most of my life doing that because you got to live, you got to eat, you got to buy, you got to have a roof over your head. It gets, especially if you're poor, man, it gets too much. It gets too overwhelming. And you have, shitty, if you are given the gift of, like I had, shitty parents, both on your step and, um, you know, paternal side, uh, there's just nothing, there's no way out. There's no way out other than, the thing getting out of your meat suit. Um, and for, in the short term, as the planet cooks, the living will envy the dead, right? So we're literally, we've been on that point for a long time. That, going back to the right to no longer exist, folks. They completely understand that life is not always fucking roses and purple popsicles, grape flavored popsicles, right? Um, Life is mostly a lie. It's pure shit, evil. It's disgusting. It's killing. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. I eat a lot of meat, and I will still continue to eat a lot of meat. I feel really bad for it. I'm feeling really bad about it, and I do eat. I try not to eat meat too, because there's a lot of things. I don't just eat chicken and steak all day, but I love salad and mushroom burgers. I love a mushroom. I actually like mushroom burgers more than I like beef burgers. A big portobello cap, man, that's a meaty piece of meat right there. That's not meat, obviously, it's mushroom. Those are tasty, man. Just put one of those in the oven, put 2 pieces of bread on it, and put some Swiss cheese and you know, whatever else you want on it. Oh shit, that's good. But still, even the packaging, every all that is fossil fuels. Still, we're driving over squirrels and wildlife, getting to the store to buy the portobello mushrooms, right? So it's just, no matter how good you try to be, um, we're still murdering the planet. The best, most aware person on their carbon footprint and vegan footprint is still, harming. There's still a heat engine. Society is a heat engine, right? Like Tim Garris. Um, not to bash vegans or anything like that, obviously, because try to eat. I try to eat less meat for that reason. But when you're on the go and everything, there's really not much choice. And yeah, you can go to Wendy's and get a salad, but you can't. It's like more than the cost of the burger, and you can't really eat that while you're driving. If you're traveling and stuff. So it's always just been too hard to eat. A salad on the go. But a burger and fries, it's like just finger food. I mean, it's all part of design. We know this. You know, it's shitty, dude. It's just really shitty. You know, um, and then you have people that are just so out of it. They're so fucking out of it. They're like, well, you just got to vote right. You just got to vote. Anybody that fucking says something that stupid doesn't understand the situation, right? They have no fucking comprehension of what we're up against, what we've always been up against. We couldn't even fucking fix misogyny. Instead, we made it worse in the end. I mean, come on. So anybody that fucking says that, that has any hope of fixing anything, that shit, well, climate wise, that shit was over 100 years ago, maybe more. Kevin Hester found data from coal mining from the 1100s. So that's like over 1,000 years ago. I mean, we have been doing human things, since the first human. A couple of humans, no big deal, not too bad overall. I mean, but even again, 2 humans are still going to grow eventually to 7.9 billion. Make a time machine, go back in time, turn it all around. The same shit would happen over and over again, only the names would change because we're people. This is what we do. And, you know, uh, yeah, we never even fucking could fix misogyny. Racism is another thing. Like, hello, that's so fucking simple. Instead, we become more fascist and Nazi every day. It's and we see that spreading throughout the world. I mean, watching the ice melt and the world burn while everyone argues about whether it's Democrats or Republicans' fault, as in everything is in late stage rapid collapse. We're a stupid bunch, and we just deserve the hell we find ourselves in. Check out Time for Life on Earth is very soon. While some people are enjoying a hot cup of tea, others are boiling and dying in their own giant teacup. And I think hot tea is going away. People are going to not want hot food, hot tea, hot coffee. Hey, Lattes are in. Cold coffees and lattes are in, right? I don't even know what a fucking latte is. I don't drink coffee. Um, I mean, the methane is coming out. We're still in a La Nina, and when we're starting to move into El Nino, which that alone, if everything stayed the same and nothing got worse, just let it alone moving into El Nino is going to kill us with the seas releasing the heat to the land. That's an event in itself. Whether we're continuing to heat or not, will kill us. So we've got again, death by thousands of cuts, or 1,000 cuts. I mean, and post-doom. I wanted to talk about post-doom too. I really think post-doom is kind of hopium fantasy, and I'll explain on that a little bit. You know, like Kevin Hester says, collapse is an ongoing event. As long as you're alive, you are experiencing collapse. Your collapse doesn't stop until you die, unless you are the last person or species of your or being of your species to die. There's a word for that. I forget what it's called. The endling. If you're the endling, then maybe you did witness full collapse all the way. But still, like, animal species they don't really have the mental capacity to read the papers and know what's going on and see the world, through satellite images and stuff like that too. So, but back to people, um, we're always experiencing collapse until we die. Only the endling will see, full collapse, and they really will, because they'll probably still possibly have until some end satellite images and data, and be able to look around and go, wow, Georgia's completely burnt, or what state or what region or whatever, like not even a fucking tree left, on this continent or something like that. They'll get to see shit like that. But fuck that. I don't care to see that. They can have that, and they won't last long in that shit too, because they'll all kill each other in their bunkers. But yeah, post doom is hopium. I just think it's hopium. You're always gonna be experiencing doom and collapse as long as you're alive. Have an exit plan so that when the time comes, you can. For me, having a plan takes anxiety off of my shoulders. Hey, and knowing that it's coming, but knowing that I'm prepared helps my anxiety and helps me try to stay relaxed in most situations. You know, trying to just go through my notes here. Yeah, we're morally broken, especially in America, man. People are so fucking morally broken. It's really sad. It's really hard to really get out and talk to anybody, because they're just gonna parrot all the dumb shit on the news and headlines that are lies and full of idiocracies. And that shit's no fun. No fun. I'd rather stay at home and fucking put my thumb on my butt or something. I mean, it's just fucking stupid. Um, there's talking about suicide too. I had to pull this off of the National Institute of Mental Health. Suicide is a leading cause of death in the United States, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, of course. Leading causes of death reports in 2019. So this is information is a few years old now. In 2019, suicide was the 10th leading cause of death overall in the United States, lives of over 47,500 people. I'm sure that 10th leading is higher. Hello, Elaine. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Suicide was the second leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 10 to 34, and the fourth leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 35 and 44. There were nearly 2.5 times as many suicides, 47,511 to be exact, in the United States as there were homicides. Homicides, 19,101. So, okay, this is interesting. So, gun violence, yes, gun violence bad, absolutely. America like guns, gun violence bad. America no care. America also no care about suicide, about mental health, about social programs, really about anything that benefits the people. So, of course, suicides more than double um, mass murders and homicides, I should say. Yeah, um, only gunfire and screaming remain. It's all going to go to shit when the Arctic melts. Um, I've been clicking the Arctic sea ice link that was linked that in the last show. I've been watching that every day. It's horrifying. Um, you know, uh, well, I think that's kind of about everything that I wanted to talk about. Oh, I got a joke for you too. How am I going to feed 15 babies that I'm forced to father when there's a shortage of baby food? Oh, no worries. I'll send them to school. And sorry, I just realized I said that last. So yeah, that was, I thought I had more. Elaine writes, people are more demoralized and have no hope for. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They don't know where to put that blame because they're misinformed and they're not intelligent enough to know how to go out and do research and ask good questions about the world that they live in, that'll give them some answers. So unfortunately, it's just here's a school of people like here's just wherever I can just go in and blow people's brains out because I'm mad and I hate people. That's kind of the mentality of America, and that's what this country has created. It's through its media, through the way our school systems work, and bullying and wars. I mean, I think I said this on the last show too. Uh, the Columbine, mass shooting. That place was in a town where they built weapons for the military to bomb other countries. Of course, there's going to be backlash from that. Well, now that's just is so normalized that school shootings have become normalized. The war on terror, I knew that was just going to be just like every other war that America does. The war on poverty only created more poverty. War on drugs only created more drugs, and formed ways of travel, connections, mafia, cartels, all that shit to traffic and carry, get and steal those drugs and people and cost lives. It's disgusting. So yeah, of course, the war on terror. Eventually, the entire world is going to shoot each other, especially in America. And yeah, that's what we're seeing now. It's going to be from here on out more wars. It's going to continue to get hotter and hotter. It's not even fucking summer yet, and the temperatures have already been a hot summer in most places in the northern hemisphere. It's so many feedback loops, so many self-reinforcing feedback loops at play right now. They're really getting momentum, and I really think that we're about damn to the point to where every day, literally every day, is going to be worse, hotter, deadlier than the previous. It's oh, I mean, it's really hard. It's really difficult to try to find happiness right now. Um, I want to give out a shout out to my friend. My friend Monica has a blog. It's on Medium. Go to medium.com and look for Monica Lee, and normal spelling on both names. Monica Lee. Find her blog. she's got a few entries. The last one is very, very NTHE specific. And it starts out with penis shaped elites and the rich in their penis shaped rocket ships. I'll leave it at that. It doesn't stop there. It gets even funnier. It's just a whole, many of you may have already seen it. Kevin Hester shared it. A couple other people I've seen share it. But yeah, check out her blog. It's really good. And if you can't find it from Monica Lee on Medium, add in those search words, penis shaped rocket ships, and that'll pull it up. And I'll put a link in the bottom here. I'll also, I was thinking I needed to put another link in somewhere, but maybe I can't remember. Elaine says, personally, I personally wake up every morning feeling like something is trying to kill me, starve me, or poison me. Yeah, I felt like that when I was working all the time and having to get up every day. I was throwing up every morning before work or at work. It was, you know, there's just too much knowing what's going on, and you can't turn it off once you know. And you'd have to be, you know, what I would really consider a moron to not think something is wrong and not be asking good questions and not just taking bullshit answers like most people do if they do actually ask a question, and not really get to the full understanding. So yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. And it's a lot of stress knowing this stuff. And that's why I try to be here for you guys. I appreciate you guys helping me do the channel. Doing the channel helps me, and if it helps you, I hope so. I hope that's the only thing. You know, like guy says, find a purpose in life. I don't feel like I have much purpose other than just this, and get shit off my chest, and you know, talk about reality that no one else. So yeah, I do Zooms every Tuesday. Feel free to hit me up, and I can add you to the email list on those. Practicetrack@yahoo.com. Oh shit, I forgot to tell everybody I've got shirts too before I forget. Let's see if I show you my shirt, Collapsing with Casey. On the back it says, it's not an adventure, it's extinction. And you can email me at practicetrack@yahoo.com, and I'll send you my PayPal link. That was the other link I wanted to do. I'll put a PayPal link and my email address in the comments for that. You can find that there. And as always, sign off with a little Wesley Willis tribute. Rock over London, rock on Chicago. Pontiac, we are driving excitement. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. I'll be in town next week, and we'll do it again next Friday.